Hello, and this is Book S Reviews, and today I'm doing my Sunday Walking Dead action figure review, and today I'll be doing the Glenn and Negan San Diego Comic-Con 2016 exclusive 2-pack. So before I take a look at Negan, let's take a look at Glenn and the accessories he comes with. So first up is Glenn, and these are from the comics. I did want to point that out too, that these are from the comics. And I think McFarlane Toys did a great job on this. I'll take this out. And this figure is just amazing. Like, all the blood that they put on this one, it's great. And I'm going to do a comparison of these. Like, this is the comic series version, as opposed to the San Diego Comic Con version. And you can see how they're different with all the blood on them. So, I like this one better. It just fits the zombie apocalypse. And for his first accessory is an axe. And it's covered in blood, and it's cast in just one brown color. And I like that. It did really good with this. And up next is his smashed in head, and the detail on this is just amazing. The blood and the eye, they just did great sculpting this out. I think this looks really, really great. And then there's the back of it. They even sculpted all this in, so it's not just painted on, it's all sculpted. His brain is sculpted. So McFarlane Toys did really good on this. So, to change it out, you just... there. Sometimes this ball peg will pop off with this, but you just put it on and off a couple times and that'll solve that. And it's a little tough to get on there. And that's how he looks with the smashed in head on. And that just looks great with this. I keep this head on this Glenn and keep the smashed in head on this one because it's bloody. I like that. And if you wanted to, you could use the smashed in head, and it's actually sculpted differently. You can use the smashed in head from the comic series Glenn to put on this one. So they'll work too, since they're for the same figure. So I think this is a really good toy. And I like the detail on his jeans, all the wrinkles. Those are sculpted out, and McFarlane did a really good job on that. I like the collar too. And they even sculpt on the back too. Because I know some toy manufacturers don't actually sculpt the detail on the back. But McFarlane Toys really goes the extra mile with their figures. All of their figures. So now for his articulation. He has a ball hinge head that can move back this much. It can move down further. And it can move side to side. He has ball hinge shoulders. And this one doesn't move out as much as the left side. This one goes up further. And he has a swivel elbow and swivel wrist. It can move up and down. And you can swivel around to where it can move like that too. So I like that. And it's the same on this side with his elbow articulation and wrist articulation. But this one goes up further. And he has swivel hips. And he can actually just about do the splits. And he has swivel at the knees. And he does have a ball hinge at the feet, but it can just move like back and forth just a little bit and side to side. But it's really not needed because this figure is actually pretty stable. Now of course it's not going to stand up. It's pretty stable on its own. So this figure is really great, and I prefer this repaint over the normal version over here. Up next is Negan. And this is a repaint of the 2013 Skybound Store exclusive. And I don't have it, but this is better because it's covered in blood like Negan always is. And they did great with this. The sculpting on Lucille is amazing. So let's take a look at his accessories. He just comes with Lucille and a knife. And first off, I'm going to do the knife. It's good. It almost looks black to me instead of like metallic silver. But you can tell that there's some blood on it too. Like if you hold it up to the light. But it's not really too visible. And it fits in his hand really good. And it won't fall out. And I like that. Put this back in here. And it doesn't go in all the way. It's meant to stick out some. So up next is Lucille. And McFarlane Toys did an amazing job on this. All the blood on Lucille. They just did really good sculpting all this out and all the blood on it. And My only problem with this was Lucille came a little warped because it's a very soft plastic. I think that McFarlane Toys should have maybe used a harder plastic for it because it's bent like that. So, and getting it in his hand is pretty easy. You just put the small side or the small part right here, wedge it in, and then you can put it in his hand. And he holds it really well, but if it goes down any further, it'll just wobble. So that's my only complaint with this, is his hand, but they did great sculpting on this figure. All of the zippers on his jacket, on his jeans, and even his boots. And they even sculpted the tread on his boots out. I like that. They did a really good job on this. They did a good job on his belt, too. And I like the paint on this. The blood is just great. And, well, I have one more complaint, is his head. It just doesn't really move. It just kind of moves side to side. Doesn't move down and doesn't move back. It just moves side to side. But it's not really a major complaint. So now I'm going to go over his articulation. He has the ball hinge head, but it can only move side to side. Ball hinge shoulders that can move out this much. His elbows can move back and forth, side to side. And he has movement at the wrist that moves back and forth. It's the same on this one, elbow articulation. And, well, actually, this one doesn't hardly move at all. It just moves just a little bit. And his waist doesn't really move that much. I think it's hindered by his jacket and his other belt. And he has ball-jointed hips. And that allows for a lot more movement. Like, he can move back that much. He can kick forward that much. And he can do semi-splits. And he has ball-jointed knees. He can bend back that much. And he has ball-jointed feet. And this can move up and down and just back and forth a little bit of ankle pivot. This one's the same, except for his feet. The ball joint on this one just moves like that. It doesn't move up or down. So the articulation's not too bad, but this is a great toy to have in your collection if you're a fan of the Walking Dead comic series. You can get him in a lot of poses with this, but due to the bulkiness of his jacket, you can't get him like he's getting ready to hit someone with the bat. It just does that. So the jacket's so bulky that he really can't do that, but it's still a good toy. The sculpting is great and the paint is great on this one. And it's the same way with Glenn. This is actually my favorite Glenn figure from this 2-pack. And the accessories are good. And I think the height difference is good too, because in the comic, Negan is a lot bigger than everyone else. He's taller and bigger with it. So they did great with the height on these two, and even just the mass of each other. Like, Glenn is a smaller build and Negan's a bigger build. So McFarlane Toys did an incredible job with these two, and I highly recommend these. And thank you for watching, and if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And I'll be back next week with another Walking Dead weekly review.